But first, you know the biggest media story this weekend. It's the firing of Chris Cuomo from this network, CNN. Now, I've been working the phones ever since this was announced yesterday evening. Frankly, I've been on the phone until the last 5 minutes here getting information about what happened and where CNN goes from here. So I'd like to start, now that you know the news about Cuomo's firing, with a timeline of how it came to this point. Why was Chris Cuomo fired now, after CNN management supported him all year long? That's the key question I've been pursuing as a media reporter for the past, 18 hours or so. So here are the answers I have so far. Let's take a look at the day-by-day timeline this week to catch you up. On Monday, the New York Attorney General's office released that document dump. It landed with a thud. There was a lot to read, some of it damning, some of it about Chris. Now, Cuomo's view is that he never engaged in opposition research on behalf of his brother Andrew. Cuomo says he's never smeared anyone. He never went after any of his brother's accusers. Plus, the Attorney General's office never accused him of that. But the documents, especially the text messages between Cuomo and his brother's aides, showed a level of coziness with the governor's staff that was alarming to many. CNN leadership on Monday bought some time to scrutinize the documents by saying it would conduct a thorough review. So that was on Monday. On Tuesday, Cuomo's producers were back at work to produce another episode of Cuomo Primetime. But there was growing criticism of the anchorman, both outside and inside CNN. By the evening, management had seen enough in the documents to take action. Cuomo was suspended, quote, indefinitely, pending further evaluation. This language made clear that Cuomo was not just being benched for a week, in some sort of performative punishment. This was a real reprimand. But the language also left the door open for Cuomo to possibly return after the holidays, depending on that quote-unquote further evaluation. It seemed clear to me that management was balancing the concerns of staffers with the feelings of viewers. On one side, important complaints about Cuomo crossing clear journalistic lines and damaging CNN's brand. On the other side, concerns about Cuomo as a person and respect for the fact that he put his family first. And you know what? Some people felt all of the above. My phone was lighting up on Tuesday with calls from CNN staffers, some of whom said Cuomo should have been fired right away, but also with emails from viewers saying CNN was being unfair to the anchorman. So there was this balancing act going on. Now, unbeknownst to viewers or staffers, CNN management also engaged a premier law firm, Cravath, to assess the document dump. By Wednesday, with Cuomo's suspension all over the news, Cravath was quietly at work looking through the texts, looking through Cuomo's public statements, looking to see if it all lined up. At the same time, CNN boss Jeff Zucker held a meeting with the staff of Cuomo's primetime show, and the sentiments there were clearly in Cuomo's favor. This part has not been reported anywhere I've seen. Those staffers for the 9 p.m. show talked about the anchorman's talent and the pride they felt in the show. So there was a real wide array of feelings in this house. You've got CNN staffers saying, get rid of him, he shouldn't work here, he's hurt us. And then you have some of his own producers saying, let's bring him back, he should be back. Now here's the other thing that was unknown to the staff, or the press, or the public. Late Wednesday, a lawyer contacted CNN with a sexual misconduct complaint about Cuomo. On Thursday, CNN management reckoned with that charge, which is from an anonymous woman who worked with Cuomo years ago at ABC. The New York Times and other outlets had investigated Chris in the past, looking for signs of the same allegations that caused his brother's political downfall. So when a CNN spokesperson announced that additional information came to light, it was referring to that misconduct allegation. Now, right now, I know almost nothing about the allegation. Nothing's really been reported about it publicly, other than the fact that this staffer worked with Cuomo at ABC. But we'll catch up to that in a moment. We're on the timeline here. We're up to Friday. Okay, according to two sources familiar with the matter, the law firm, Cravath, turned in the results of its review on Friday. And the review said that CNN had grounds to terminate Cuomo. Zucker made the decision and notified Cuomo of his firing early Saturday afternoon. And then Zucker said in a memo to CNN staffers, quote, it goes without saying that these decisions are not easy, and there are a lot of complex factors involved. Chris Cuomo said in a statement that he didn't want his CNN career to end this way, and he thanked his staff for the great work that they've done over the years. As for the misconduct claim, the New York Times broke that news late last night, late Saturday, with attorney Deborah Katz saying her client, quote, came forward because she was disgusted by Chris Cuomo's on-air statements about his brother earlier this year. So far, let me just double check my emails. We're talking here. So far, Katz has not responded to my request for comment today, but a spokesperson for Cuomo has responded and said these apparently anonymous allegations are not true. Times reporter Jody Cantor pointed out both Cuomo brothers have lost their positions in the wake of Me Too accusations. So, what happened here? This is about a confluence of factors, about a series of headaches that seemed like they were never going to end. I said on the air last night when the news broke, this seems like a case of death by 1,000 cuts, and my reporting sense backs that assessment up. This was about not any single headache, but many headaches that continued to pile up. So it seems CNN management had decided to terminate Cuomo based on the law firm's review, based on the document dump, based on his behavior with his brother. And then this sexual misconduct allegation also came along, and it was yet another factor. A CNN spokesperson saying overnight, when the new allegation came to us this week, quote, we took them seriously and saw no reason to delay taking immediate action. So there's still some unknowns here, some unknowns about what that sexual misconduct allegation is. It's possible that reporters will reveal more in the coming days. As I mentioned, I have not heard back from that lawyer yet. But Cuomo's defense, the outside PR person he's hired to defend him, says these apparently anonymous allegations are not true. So there is a lot more to unpack here. It's been a bruising week for CNN and with a significant change in prime time, and there could be more fallout to come.